We're back with your chance to ask Attorney Stewart Vance your legal questions live here on the air. Again, that number to call is 334-420-9732. Again, that's 420-9732. Stewart, I know you and Jasmine talked a lot about young drivers on the road, a lot more drivers on the road, the school buses with back to school. It's a lot.
It is.
It's going to be happening over the next few weeks, and you really need to be prepared.
Yeah, absolutely. And that we were talking about before you came in on about having your insurance information available and handy and up to date, all those things. And, the being prepared, you can think you are, but when something happens, between the break, we were all telling stories in here about whether you got pulled over, whether you had an accident, whatever it might be. You're never really prepared for that because it happens, and then wait, what do I do? I'm blocking traffic. Do I get out of the way? People are blowing their horns at me. It freaks everybody out. Everybody's got phones these days, taking photographs of the scene, and then, slowly moving out of the way if it's taking a while for law enforcement to get there. I prefer that you stay where the contact was made, but sometimes that's just not possible because of where it might have happened. But before you leave, please take the photographs because that information always is helpful. Whether there's an ultimate legal claim or not, it's beneficial for you with your own auto insurance. If you're trying to get your car repaired or whatever it might be, you can show when it happened, how it happened. That's just a great tool to have in your use.
How much should you discuss with the other person involved? There have been accidents I've seen where the other person would get out and go, "Oh, that was your fault." What should you say? What should you not say?
Yeah, as little as possible. Don't be rude, but just, get their swap insurance information if that's possible. Some people may just have an attitude they don't want to speak to you. That's fine too. Don't leave. Wait till the law enforcement gets there. They're going to talk to you. If you have to leave in an emergency vehicle or the other party has to leave in the emergency vehicle, at some point law enforcement is going to talk to you. They may have to come to the ER to track you down and get some information from you, but they will. And so lots of times the two views of the parties involved are not the same. Shocker, right? Yeah. And so that's typically where we come in. We can sort through that. We can hopefully give you some guidance if you need that to get it resolved on your own, which is always fine with us, but we're here should you need us because things can escalate really quick. You can think, oh, I'm just sore, but then you find out in 2 weeks I didn't get better, I got worse. Now find out I have a bulging or ruptured disc, and gosh, now we're off to a whole nother line of issues with health insurance, doctors, those kinds of things. So always call and ask. Nothing is too out of bounds or odd. Over 30 years, I've heard lots of things that people tell me, and we can find you an answer and get you on the right path.
Let's go to the phone lines now. We have Tricia from Luverne. Tricia, what is your question for Stewart?
My question is, I have 4 senior citizens that rented a room at a state park, and we rented a room for us being disabled. Well, we went down there, and when we got the room didn't have the right stuff in it, and they wouldn't give us another room, so we ended up staying there. And one of the rooms was supposed to have a full-size bed, and the other one have a twin size. Well, when we got there, it was supposed to be for disabled. They had bunk beds in there, and they had the wrong mattresses on the bunk beds. Well, all of us were senior citizens. My sister fell off of the bed that night, and I had to take her to the emergency room. Well, we made a report out at Blue Springs, is where it happened, State Park. And she's back today at emergency care with her arms. She has sprained them real bad, and they don't know if they're fractured, but she's back right now getting an x-ray. Does she have a case?
Well, she certainly has a claim. People often say, is it a case? Is it a lawsuit? Really, it's just a claim for what happened to her. And first of all, I'm sorry you guys went through that, and I hope your sister recovers quickly. But yeah, it happens often. Hotels overbook because they know people are going to cancel, and then they don't, and they're in a bind. They don't have. Maybe they only had one, disability assisted room, and it was already in use. So they were trying to make do. They wanted you guys to stay. The short answer is yes. She's got a claim for however she was damaged by that, physically, monetarily, her convenience, just all the things that factor in her time, having to stay at the ER. All those things that we can sort through for you guys, or at least get you on the right path. A phone call and a report, you did that. That's step one. That's always a good thing. Following up with a letter is another good thing. Making sure it gets to the right person, not just a clerk there at the counter, but a manager. Ask for a manager. Ask for the owner. Those type things. So there are lots of questions can go into that. We can certainly talk with you and your sister off the air, but asking is the first step, and I'm glad you called in. I hope that gave you some direction.
Tricia, thank you for calling, and we wish your sister a speedy recovery. Stewart, if folks want to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
Yeah, it's as easy as dialing 3 for me, 333-3333. You can text us, you can call us, you can go to our website, you can go to WSFA's website and enter Ask the Attorney. We'll get to your questions on the air, or we can get back to you off the air. Some people don't want to talk to us on the air, but we can get in touch with you and hopefully get you go in the right place.
Stewart, great to see you.
Good to see you. Have a good weekend.